Hello dear friends, welcome to sideAcademyforsc. In this tutorial we will talk about if-else conditional statement. In previous section we talk about if statement. I strongly recommend you to watch that video. If you have not watched it yet, link is in description. You can click on the link and you can watch the video, or I will keep the video link on I button. You can check that video. Now in this video we'll talk about if-else statement. Now what actually the if-else statement is, if we directly talk about its syntax look like this. I say here that if the condition that I am right now imposing on this logic, if the condition is true, then simply execute the block of if statement. That means this sum code that I have write a message here, for example, this sum code is actually the property of this if. Now whenever the condition is true, this block will get executed. That is the property of if, or I can say that when the condition is true, the if's property will get executed. That is the sum code. Sum code is property of if. This will only get executed whenever the condition is true. Now what if the condition is false? For example, if I say that a number is even or odd, I say here if the quotient is equal to 0, I say the number is even. Now I will impose this restriction right here. We say that num mod 2 is equal to 0, the number is even. But what if it is not 0? That means our quotient is not 0. Then at that time what our program will do, it will simply skip the if's property and it will jump to this else block. That means this else will get only executed whenever the condition gets false right here. I hope it is clear to you. Now the thing is, the other code which I have right here, a message, this is actually the property of this else. So I can say that the else's property will get only executed whenever the condition is false, or we can say whenever the quotient is not equal to 0, this else's property will get executed. This was all about if-else statement. That was a theoretical perspective. Now we'll move towards the programming perspective and we will do a program on it just for the sake of knowing how the if-else is actually been working. Now let me open up my VS Code. Now inside a VS Code I have already created a skeleton of my program. Now I have to just impose a restriction with the help of a block. What I will do, I will say here if num mod 2 is equal to 0. Inside this, that's our ifs block, just say me system, just print me system dot out dot print ln, for example, even. That's our program. Now if this condition is not true, what we have checked in previous video, that if the condition is not true, we say here, for example, system dot out dot println, for example, odd. Now whenever I execute this program, either the number is even or odd, this message gets executed by its own. But I don't wanna do this. I want to restrict this message with some block. I want to make this block as a property of something else. So I will use here an else statement, or we can say an else block that I will add up right here just for the sake of gaining the clear logic. Now the thing is, whenever this condition gets true, whenever our number gives us quotient as 0, it will simply go for this block. That means it will simply show me an even message. Or whenever the quotient of a given number is not equal to 0, it will simply print me this message. It will simply go for the else's block. Now if I save it and if I give it a go, I will check the result for 2 or more terms. Now it says me enter the number. Let me enter the number 124. For example, it says me even. That means when this number reaches to this if condition, it says it's okay, I have entered 124. When I give a modulo to it with 2, its quotient is equal to 0. That is the condition right here. And whenever this quotient is 0, this even message will get flashed, what we see right here, and even message get flashed right here. Now if I execute it one more time, I'll show you the else block is being executing perfectly or not. I will say here 1 2 3. Now when I hit enter, it says me odd. Now how this is possible? It is possible when the number reaches to this if, it checks that okay 1 2 3 modulo 2 equal to 0, but actually it is not equal to 0. Its quotient is not actually equal to 0. It will not enter in this block, rather it will jump to this else. So this else gets executed whenever the number is odd. That is our motto, that's our task right here. So I hope you guys have understood the if else concept. So if you enjoy this video, give a like to this video, share with your friends, and do subscribe my YouTube channel. And next video we'll meet with next level concept.